Got it.
So we have Thais GV from Brazil for this session on relationship astrology. I just a little bit of introduction from my side that I know her. I know Thais from last 2 years and all, and I have found her very sincere as a person, as an astrologer. She never leaves anyone unattended. That if even if you may message her, you will get a response. She will attend to your message, and she will always be like responsive. So this is like I like most. Obviously, she has great knowledge on nakshatras, and this is also something which I find very unique, that she is in Brazil, and she has still could get so much knowledge on nakshatras, which is very rare. I can understand someone growing up in India having knowledge on nakshatras or astrology, but in Brazil, where almost there is no environment of Vedic Jyotish, still you could attain all this knowledge. This is great. I am very happy that we are doing this session together and you are on my channel. On my request, stage is all yours. You are here to guide us on relationship astrology. I think the most important or most common question people generally ask to any astrologer.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, do you get more requests on relationship front from clients or any other astrology?
I think I get many requests on relationship, but also in career. I think here in Brazil, people are very much worried about career, and I find that's pretty interesting because it's my second subject of interest too. So I really like to know about the work and career. I know that you have changed your career path because I read it on your site.
Right.
So I know you were into law and then astrology, and that's
Right.
amazing.
Thank you.
So I really like to understand how that operates, right? Why we can have such a transformation through career path and also relationships.
Okay, great. So we already have the topic for the next session, right?
Yes.
Right. So now, suppose I am coming to you as a client and I want to know when I can be in relationship with someone. So what things you would like to see in my chart?
Well, I really like to see the rulers of the houses. Like the seventh ruler, for me, it's the main thing for seeing a long-term relationship, because I think we can know a lot about our partners when we see Venus, when we see Jupiter, even Mars, Mercury. You can see many things about the partner, but when we receive a long-term relationship, I found that the seventh ruler is a major thing. So with my clients, my research, I see that the aspects of the seventh ruler of them are very important. So, but when we speak about the timing of marriage, I also look at the dashas. Yes, the dashas. So the seventh ruler dasha or the karakas. I really like to see the karakas, the Gemini karakas. So the Dara Karaka, I really found the Dara Karaka as a lesson, not necessarily forever relationship. I don't know. I really see that the seventh ruler will tell you the marriage itself, along with the Dara Karaka, but I don't know, because when I see the Karakas, I always think about something that's an obligation, as if it was like a karmic thing or a dharmic thing, because it's like you have to go through that, that thing, that major thing in your life, so you can maybe have other kinds of relationships. So yes, when you see the dasha of the Darakaraka, maybe you will enter in a relationship. Not the Mahadasha itself, because it's very difficult to see only the Mahadasha, right? Maybe a person is running the Rahu Dasha, and it's very long Dasha to run. So you can see the Antardasha, the Pratyantardasha, and it makes sense. You you have done for me a prediction on marriage, and you were accurate. I have received the proposal when the time the time came.
So some things are coming true from my side, right?
Yeah, no, only to talk about it.
Right.
And
So,
you have a
right.
yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I was interested in knowing, what you said, that it is kind of obligation. Your Dhara Karaka is kind of obligation, or any Gemini Karaka you are saying, or only Dhara Karaka?
No, every Gemini Karaka. I see, but not not a terrible obligation. Only something you have to do, because I really think we choose our path before we were born. So we already know what we are going to do. We are going to do here in life, but when we are living, we start to freaking out about things, and we forget about the journey, right?
If I just bring an example again, like were you completing something? Please complete, then I will bring this example.
You want an example? Yes.
I was just saying that suppose if someone has Mars as Dhara Karaka and Mars is in Capricorn, how we can interpret it as like a kind of obligation? What kind of obligation he or she?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a real example of one of my clients. Okay. He has his Guru as Dhara Karaka, and Guru is on his 10th house in Kritika Nakshatra. Great. So what he's went through, he was married with some woman, but through his work, he met another woman. He met another woman, and you see, it's Kritika Nakshatra, and Kritika has major history about multiple relationships because of Agni. And he did, how can I say, he cheated on his wife with his colleague, I don't know,
this colleague at work,
with this other woman. But I don't think he it's like the obligation is to going through the major thing, not to cheat it on. Okay, so I think we will see the same histories, the same things as the deities did in the past. we will see the same, like a nickel, something that is like a nickel, the repetition of the history. So he went through the same history, but he had a choice to cheat or not. Okay. So Jupiter in Kritika, she was a teacher. Guru in Kritika was a teacher. They were both in the work, the 10th house. They were both working, but it's not like his partner for life, because he was married for a long time with this other woman who was a doctor, and you can see that regarding his 7th house. Okay, so it's kind of
So yeah, and this is like this is why I feel that you have very good knowledge on nakshatras. This is what I was telling, that you could link all these things to one Kritika nakshatra. This is where you have great knowledge on nakshatras. I was also interested if you can guide us if I just ask, if I have a planet in the 7th house, what is that planet's role? Okay, we understand like 7th lord can represent your partner, or dharakaraka can represent partner or your obligation towards your partner. But what will planet in the 7th house will represent?
The planet in the 7th house will add, I think it will add some characteristics, also some maybe troubles, maybe just qualities. For example, if you have Jupiter in your 7th house, maybe it's very difficult to please you, because Guru is heavy and Guru has standards. So you can see, but also you can have a late marriage with someone who is very strict in nature, righteous, and also you can learn from that person. Your partner can be your guru or your teacher, your guide.
Right. So like the characteristics of planet will play an important role in relationship, we can say so.
Yes, for sure.
Right. If we go into like you were talking about dharakaraka and all, so like do you see the dasha, if you are using dharakaraka or Gemini karakas, do you see chara dashas or you see vimshotri dasha?
I see them both.
Great.
I see Chara Dasha and Vinshotari Dasha. But even with Vinshotari Dasha, I look at the Jaimini Karakas, not only the rulers of the houses. I don't know, it's something, it's not so canonical, but I like to do this. Because when I'm seeing a chart, I'm not very technical. I really like to open a chart and let my mind flow. So it's not my style. I really admire people who has people who have like a schedule, but I just can't. When I open a chart, it's like things are moving. I don't know. So I like both systems of dashas. And I also see, because when you see the Chara Dasha, you're looking at the signs. And I also see that in relationships, you can see the oppositions of signs as something important, not only the nakshatras or something that's only at 10 degrees. I think maybe if it's in the same sign, it still have some sort of comprehension there. So, for example, if you have your 7th lord in is Guru in I don't know.
My 7th lord is Venus. There, it is in Sagittarius, Mula Nakshatra.
Mula Nakshatra, but your partner, your spouse has For example, her seventh ruler also in Sagittarius. So not in conjunction, maybe in Uttarashada,
Yeah.
okay, but also
Right.
effects. I really see. So I like to see the signs too, as the
Yeah. Okay.
Charadasha
Right.
playing well with the
Right.
signs.
So it is like this brings to another discussion, like when it comes to synastry between the two charts. Okay.
Yes.
Like how much of that synastry is useful in understanding if they will be like average partners, they will be good partners, or not so good.
Yes, I think synastry is very important. I really like to see synastry. I'm addicted to see synastry with everyone, not only the romantic field,
Mm,
but
yeah, right.
that's why I was telling that the seventh Lord is essential. If you
Right.
don't have conjunctions or oppositions to the seventh Lord, it's not impossible to have, because I don't think anything is impossible. You can see we are talking about the statistics, not the fatality. It's not a fate thing, right?
Mm,
I also believe that we can go beyond our chart if
right.
you can attain that knowledge, that consciousness, that level of
Right.
consciousness.
Right.
But we are here just working on ourselves and
Mm,
trying to improve ourselves. So still thinking about the chart itself, it's pretty common to see the seventh lord from someone having an aspect of oppositions or conjunction,
mm,
the other seventh lord or other major planets, important planets.
right. So like in both the examples, in both the things you talked, like Jupiter in Kritika and here also, like what I understood is that you want to say that, okay, there can be difficulties in your relationship, people's relationship, there can be difficulties in the chart, but if both partners are inclined to sustain a relationship, they both are ready to evolve through the relationship, through their consciousness, they can go beyond their chart also. Okay, the free will is still in your hand.
Yes,
Right.
yes, you will see. There is something like fate. I really, because it's we have our karmas to deal with. Okay,
Right.
but I also believe in all the gods and in God itself, like
Hmm.
pretty a source that is infinite,
Right.
and faith can really put you beyond everything. Faith.
Right.
So I really like to understand astrology as some sort of magic. It's pretty magic. You can, in the Vedas, you can see all the rituals, and
Hmm.
they are there for something, right? So
Right.
when you work on your mind, you can really go beyond. But the karmic things, as I was telling with the karakas,
Hmm.
you will see the pattern. But you have to choose the path, like in the Matrix, okay, in the film
Right.
Matrix,
Right.
you have to choose, and then after your choice, you will receive blessings or more karmic lessons after your previous choices. Okay, so I think it's like that. So maybe if you look at a chart that someone has everything in Mrigashira Nakshatra,
Hmm.
you can think, oh my God, she or he's not faithful, you cannot
Hmm.
trust him, you
Hmm.
cannot trust her. Maybe not, because you don't know the level of consciousness.
Right.
Maybe the person was chosen by someone else, right? And maybe the person had a child out the marriage life,
Right.
okay?
Right.
But maybe the person uh, already knew those things, and I don't know, could
Yeah.
really escape
Because
those kind of lessons.
yeah, and that's what I say. Like nowadays, I'm also coming into this philosophy that every house, every nakshatra, every sign represent truckload of things, thousands of things. Okay, so we cannot say that one person is only going to do this X act. He can do Y act also. Mrakshira also represents real estate, so he can be in real estate business also. We cannot just say that okay, he is going to be unfaithful towards his partner, right?
Yes, right.
Right. So this is like interesting discussion, which I normally get into these days now with people about the consciousness of the person. Like I normally say that we are interpreting everything in the chart, but we don't even know the person who is going to utilize the chart. If he is at a higher consciousness level, he will utilize in a better way. Okay, if we come back to like relationship timing again, and if I just ask which planet transit or which planets transit are most important for you in deciding someone's relationship time?
Okay. If you're talking about a long-term relationship, I definitely see like Venus in the ninth house. For a man, for example, Venus in the ninth house, or Saturn in the 9th, 10th, 11th. Guru is pretty important because you have to make things official. So Guru is also important. But when I say, for example, when someone is having not the Dasha itself, but the transits are really magical too. When you say like Sun in the 7th house, you will definitely have some opportunities in relationship matters. So every year you have like a month
Right.
to be in a relationship. Maybe it's only a friendship, maybe, I don't know, but it's really magical. I really see those kind of opportunities when sun is in the 7th house. Mercury also in the 5th, 7th house will give you flirtations nature. Like you can have a fling, not a marriage, but you will see some flings, I think.
Yeah, you can meet someone, something can start and may not work for long term, but for that particular transit it may work out.
Yes.
If these planets are transiting over seventh lord, do they have the same impact? Like sun
Over
transiting
this.
over seventh lord.
Yes, also, but I don't see the planets on the 7th lord uh, really having the major power to give a relationship. But in Sinistry is something. If you see your chart with another person and your chart activates the 7th ruler of the other person, you can see it's going to be a long-lasting relationship, maybe a friendship, maybe a marriage. But with the transits or the dashas, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. You can have planets in your 7th house will give you opportunities to do this. As I said, nothing is really fated. That is the fate, but there is the free will. And as I said, I don't want to talk about your work because it's not the purpose of this interview, right? But I really, you were right about the timing of marriage because you look at my chart, and I think you went through, I don't know, maybe 19 to 21, and I really received the two opportunities of marriage. But the thing is, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that, so I I didn't want to. But you were right. It's pretty simple. Astrology can be pretty simple to see.
Right. Yeah. If we keep it simple, then it is very simple. Problem which I feel is that there is lot of information available, and we get confused between all the information. This if I just add a word, add a sentence here in the matter of fate and free will, everything is fated, but we don't know what is fated.
Okay.
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 Fate or destiny can only be seen in hindsight. Okay, I became an astrologer. Now someone can say that I was destined to become an astrologer. 10 years ago, no one said.
Yes, yes. Yes,
Right?
okay.
Right?
Yes.
So free will is required because fate, we don't know what is fated. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, this is I just wanted to know one thing, like how you distinguish between long-term relationship and a fling kind of thing you said.
Well, it's an important thing to think because I think each country has a different way of thinking. So you have to question the culture you are looking into, right?
Right.
So here in Brazil, we still have a high rate of marriage, but it's not so depending on the social, I don't know, social status. You will see some sort of marriage or not. So people maybe will not will not have a marriage, but will like living together,
Right.
or simply choose to live abroad and have a relationship,
Right.
but with one single person and live apart from itself, from each one. So you have to look at the culture of the country that each person has a personal belief system. So you
Right.
have to
Yeah, I
to
understand.
consider it.
If I just rephrase the question, suppose I'm going through a relationship timing, Dasha and transit both. How you decide that it is going to be a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship?
Okay, by Sinistry.
By Sinistry. Okay, great. By looking at both the charts together.
Yes.
Great. I understand now. This is nice. Yeah, this is a lot of work, and I can understand how long it can take. Uh,
I couldn't
yeah,
listen.
right. So I was just telling that with all these criterias to look into, we can understand how long. At least I can understand how long it takes for you to give a relationship consultation. It will take at least 1 hour, and not more, not less than that. Okay. Uh, right. Okay. Now, normally in sessions, people talk about relationship timings. Okay. But if someone is going through a rough relationship, okay, or you see that they can have some rough timing coming in their relationship, what houses
Mhm.
become important, what planets become important, what dashas become important for you?
So if it's a rough time, a troublesome time, right? First of all, you have to see if the person is willing to fight for it. So
Right.
the sixth house and eighth house, how people relate to death, deep things, and transformation. If it
Right.
is someone that just cannot take it, maybe the relationship will be broken. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the time. It's not the timing itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's your inner strength, I think.
Right. To deal with that relationship.
So if you have a really good sixth house or eighth house, if you can like easily go through some tough moments in your life, maybe the time will be passed like that. It's not really, because I think we have that that habit of looking things from outside to inside, and I really think it's the contrary. You have to see inner, right, inside, and then to the outside. So if you are in a marriage and everything is going, I don't know, terrible, but you like your partner and you both have the same beliefs, you both want to go to the same path, or you can share values,
Right.
so you will communicate. That's an interesting thing, because in Sinistry, what I see that's pretty crucial to have a good relationship, it's like Mercury Buddha aspects, because you have to like to know how to please, to know how to make fun of your troubles.
Communication is the foundation of any relationship, even friendship. A friendship cannot sustain without communication. Mercury is communication. So you want to say that the Mercury of both the charts should be like aspecting each other, something like that?
Yeah, like Venus and Mercury, I see a lot those kind of interactions. Venus with Mercury can give you a pretty long relationship. So if you have your Venus with your wife Venus, maybe you both will get along well, because I don't know, you have the same way of giving life like a brief. You can both I don't know, it's easy, because Venus is the guru of Asura. So Venus wants to give you like a pleasure in life, because life is tough. Life itself is pretty tough, and Venus wants to give you some pleasure. And Buddha, Mercury, is like a neutral planet, and he communicates well. He can understand you and be like I don't know, like that person who doesn't dislike anyone. So it's important to have those kind of aspects to have a healthy life in marriage relationship. And I've seen this a lot.
I can like I'm just reflecting back at few charts of my clients and friends, and I can see that. I can remind myself that Mercury Venus role, and like Venus is basically love. Okay, and if you or your partner have the same Venus position, that means you love similar things. Okay, so this also brings like a pleasantness in the relationship, that you may have, because every relationship is difficult. Normally, if you see that every relationship has its own difficulties, like we cannot say that we never had any conflict with our parents, or we never had any conflict with our siblings. We have conflicts everywhere. Okay, so in this relationship also there will be some challenges. Only thing is that if both the partners are willing to work through those challenges, and these positions which you talked, this is great learning for me at least, that if people have the same Mercury Venus position, then they can have similar interests, similar things they love, and maybe they may focus on those things which are similar, and sustain a relationship. This is great. If you see, in case you see a person is going through a horrible relationship, and you happen to see that there is no hope of any improvement, then what will be your advice? Do you actually like put it bluntly, as I normally do?
Yes, well, I have a Piscean energy, so it's not so blunt.
Okay.
I try to, I don't know, get things softer. But if there's no hope, I just want to make the person think about that a relationship isn't everything. Not
Great.
everyone is built for having a relationship like marriage. Not everyone, but if you really want, if it's something that will make you grow and make the other person grow too, so you can work on the relationship. But it's not for everyone. You can be single, and it's okay too, because
Right.
we have that. I don't know. Maybe sometimes you just want a marriage just for having a marriage, and you have to feel that inside you, the need to have a relationship, not for depending on someone, but
Right.
to make the exchange, right?
Right. Right. Great. And any other thought on relationship astrology you can share with us besides these questions? How people can make their relationship better? What
Well,
uh, what what things they should be focusing on in their relationship?
first of all, I think you have to be clear, communicate well, right? Not it's not very good to hide things from each other.
Right.
We are human. We hide things by fear. I don't know, when we are fearing something, when we are, for example, ashamed of something. So it's pretty good to looking for some sort of therapy to open your heart to someone, and then when we are more like uh, when you have more self knowledge, you are more
Mm.
prepared to be in a relationship. Otherwise, will be like you will hide something from each other. You will be like two strangers in a room. So the thing is to be soft, to be plausible. You have to communicate well and really think that the other person is a friend. Like you
Right.
have to think a really friend, not a strange with whom you have a child, maybe, I don't know. So you
Mm.
have to think that the other person is a real person and can
Mm.
contribute to your life, right?
Right. And do you follow the same rules if someone is asking for second marriage or third marriage kind of thing?
Yeah, but that's the thing with consciousness.
No, no.
The
I'm asking would you see the same planet, same signs, or same houses? Seventh house is still important, or
Yes,
I have read that ninth house is seen for the second marriage. Do you have any thought on that?
well, I follow the same rules, but as I was telling, it's just like the second marriage will play the same things of seventh house, but in a different way, because you already passed through a previous experience. So maybe you will receive a different uh, I don't know, aspect of the same history. But maybe, for example, I was talking about Agni. Maybe my friend will not cheat on, but
Mm.
maybe he will like be with a very like a sort of a priest, like a sort of someone who has a pretty good speech, who has like a presence, who are who's really into religion. I don't know, because
Right.
you have other side of Agni, but maybe first time you cannot see. So I don't really look at other houses for second things. Okay, I do that for children. I really like to see
Yeah.
children for
Yeah.
in different houses, but not
Right.
not marriage.
Yeah, and if I just add something here, uh, do you think that what we look for is what we attract in relationship? Like
What
you gave this example that person got into first relationship, first marriage, that didn't work out, unfortunately. Now he's looking for second marriage, and he's making better choices, right? His
right?
criteria has changed. His criteria from first marriage to second marriage has changed. So what I'm trying to say is that what we look for is what we get,
Oh yeah, perfect.
right? So
Yes,
like
perfect.
if this room has 10 bottles and I'm looking for this color bottle, my eyes will fall on this color bottle, right?
Yes. That's why
So
all things are inside us,
right,
not from outside.
yeah, and this is a great lesson for all of us in relationship, that this is what I heard, like you must be knowing Alicia Sharp, the divinevenus.com. She is also like a great astrologer, and in one of her video I said, I heard one thing, that the toughest relationship is with yourself. The relationship we have with ourselves is the most difficult relationship. When you sort out that relationship, then you can sort out other relationships.
Oh yes, she's great. I know her channel. I love her. And I also think like that because the seventh house is in opposition to the first house, ourselves, right? So the first house is, I think I really put a lot of importance on first house because it's ourselves. First house is, well, Lagna will give you major things in your life, and maybe we just know each other by opposition. So when we have someone who activates our seventh house, we can learn a lot about us because the
Right,
person will be there on the other side, like pointing things to you.
right,
The seventh house will point to things and you will learn about yourself.
right. Great. Thank you. Thanks so much for this great session. And I certainly learned few new things. I just wanted to ask you, like most of your work we can see on site or your channel, it is in Portuguese, I guess, right?
Most of my yes.
Most of your work is in Portuguese language, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. But if someone wants to take consultation in English, they can apply.
Yes, first of all, they can email me so
Right,
we can talk about what the person wants because
right.
as my site is in Portuguese, so it's difficult. I think it's difficult to read what I'm selling, right? So
Yeah,
first of all, email me, no
right,
problem. I can do the consultation in English, no
right.
problem.
Great. And with this video, I will post your channel's link and your website link. So if people want consultation from Thais, please, please, please contact. She is an excellent astrologer. And
Thank you.
she has to tell us that when she is coming next to guide us on career matters.
Okay, maybe maybe on November. I don't know.
Okay, we will decide one time, and as per your convenience, as per our convenience also, then we will come up with a date and time, and we will announce again for our career related session. Thanks a lot for this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishal. You're amazing.
Thank you. Just a second.